Hi, welcome. I'm Sheena with Strength Unleashed, and I'm here with Ryan from Next Level. And together we are Nutrichat. And we have Tevin with us today. Ryan, why don't you introduce Tevin?
All right, we have Tevin with TS Fitness. Tevin and I go back about 7 or 8 years now. He started his own fitness apparel company and then also really got the powerlifting community going in our West Michigan area. So he's a big influence on that. He's been a great friend for the last handful of years of getting to know him. So I'm excited to have him on the podcast. I'm excited to get his knowledge on our topic today of the importance of hiring a fitness coach. And first I want to learn a little bit more about him and his business and what he's done for the community. So Tevin, go ahead and introduce yourself. Tell us who you are, your company, what you do, what you stand for, the background, and what motivates you to keep your business going.
Yeah, no, appreciate you both having me. My name's Tevin Eubanks. I own Tectonic Shift Fitness. Been here for about. I also because I fell in love with working out, living stuff around like 17 or 18. Work out and be discouraged, or I'll fall out of the gym and stuff. I'll get out of shape just because life happens, right? Mm-hmm. But I wanted to find something to have a support system to motivate me to continue in the gym and the journey that I had. Plus, I always loved have like entrepreneurial spirit to start a business. So I figured, okay, you know what? Let me just mix both of those things. I started off apparel, and that branched off into other avenues such as the powerlifting competition, strongman competitions, and with other stuff. So start the brand Tectonic Shift Fitness, and I thought it's very fitting for the community. No matter what walk of life you come from, no matter what you do for fitness and health and exercise, because tectonic means in ancient Greek, it means builder, master, soul, and any other. And so we're all trying to build, we're all trying to push through in life and to build up our, emotional, mental, physical, spiritual health, all of those things. So I thought that was a fitting name for the company. So it's nice to be able to reach out now, and not only sell apparel, but reach to the community, get people involved in different activities like with the powerlifting competitions, and something I love. It's a passion.
Yeah, that's awesome, and I love the meaning behind Tectonic Shift, because when you really think about it at its core, it's powerful, right? So the tectonic shift, the plates and everything. It's a very strong, powerful message behind it. And then, dude, you're totally selling yourself short, man. What you've done here with the powerlifting community, we've had about 4 events now, 4 or 5. Yeah, and each one just progressively gets better. We're looking at more in the future, and just seeing that community come to life of all these people you've brought, together through these events. Dude, it's been huge, man. It's been a lot of fun. It's quite frankly, it's super inspiring. Seeing you do this in the community. Because we get a lot of people who hardly even knew what powerlifting is. Doing their very first powerlifting meets because you're bringing in, you're bringing us to the table out in our community, and I can just see a brand, the east side of the state at this point, and doing some awesome stuff. So glad to have the importance of every fitness coach. So talk about a couple things on why we feel it's important to hire a fitness coach and the benefits behind it. The first, obviously Sheena and I we're both coaches ourselves, so we know firsthand why it's important, but also Tevin's used some coaches before too, and so it's going to be nice to get some insight from him on what he's experienced with coaches and why he feels it's important and what it's done for him versus just kind of doing things on his own and so forth. So with the first tier, so when it comes to a fitness coach, think of it as expert guidance, right? So when it comes to our fitness goals, we know the things to do. Like, we know how to lose weight. We know how to gain weight. It's not rocket science. Calories in, calories out. You eat food to gain weight. You eat less food to lose weight. but where things fall short is we all know these things, but it's really not as easy as it sounds, right? So that's where a good fitness coach is going to come in hand and pick up the pieces of where we're having trouble with, to staying motivated and accountability and things like that. So what about you, Sheena? Like what kind of expert guidance do you bring to the table when it comes to you and your clients and what they look for, and how do you help them reach their goals, and why it's important for you to hold them accountable for them?
So I think one of the main things is just saving time. I mean, the information is out there. If you want to go research it, I have a decade of experience under my belt where I mean, I have done certifications, I have read, I have researched, I've taken additional courses. So some of it comes back to, do you want somebody that already knows, or do you want to go do the research yourself? Because it's out there. There's so many free resources, but vetting those resources and knowing what's actual truth versus some person that's just spouting off, oh, hey, this worked for me, it must work for everybody. So some of it comes through experience, some of it comes through, coursework and investing time in learning those things. But having somebody to be accountable to is huge. Having somebody that knows what they're doing to watch you and guide you. And a lot of times, I mean, I started off in person, and seeing somebody move in person, you can be like, oh no, lift your chest, or you can give them the cues like lock down your arms, or whatever it is. But when you're working with somebody online, a lot of times they'll, oh, I did this today and it kind of hurt my knees or it hurt my back. Okay, send me a video, show me what you're doing when you're doing this movement so I can make the corrections. It's a whole different world online because you're not there live watching them do it. But I love that the technology is there to say, hey, oh, okay, let's adjust that movement, let's change that. Or looking over somebody's food log and being like, oh, hey, you can just switch this. It's a really simple switch, and you're going to consume half the calories. You're going to give yourself a little more foods at the end of the day, or whatever. But I think some of it is just the experience that comes with having done it day in, day out. But and then the accountability, like you said, they know, most of us know what to do. Most of us know how to eat right. Most of us know we need to move our bodies, but it's in the details of that where a coach really comes into play. And I've hired several coaches myself because I want the accountability, or they know something that I don't know and I want to learn from them. And a good coach, you shouldn't need them forever. If you have hired a good coach, they should be teaching you so that you can, and some of my clients, I have clients that have been with me for 8+ years. They're with me because it's convenient. They don't have to worry about, oh, what workout should I do today, or what should I be doing? There's a convenience factor there that they keep me for. But if I said, hey, you need to go do this, they could go do it on their own because I've taught them through the years. And I think that's critical.
Yeah, absolutely. You really nailed it too with the accountability, because that's me personally. Why I have coaches as well, is for that accountability factor. Me personally, I am my absolute worst critic, right? So when it comes to like judging myself and falling in line with my goals, I beat myself up big time. Like when it comes to like progress photos and you know um, you know dissecting those and looking at my programming and stuff like that. I suck at judging myself because I get way too overcritical, and I think the majority of people, I think it's safe to say, it falls in the same boat. Like we like to be overcritical of ourselves, and we don't see the big picture of what another pair of eyes looking from a neutral standpoint is going to be able to see.
One of my favorite,
like my coach, I send them, my check-in progress, every single week. And, I look at the photos, I'm like, yeah, what's that?
I was just gonna say one of my favorite analogies is
Oh,
that
I didn't
when
hear you,
you're
Sheena. What was that?
sorry, can you hear me? One of my more favorite
Yep, I
analogies
got you.
is sitting in a car and you're driving, you can see the road ahead, you can see where you're going, you have control of the car. You can't see that your tail light's out. And that's what a coach brings. They can be like, "Oh, hey, your tail light's out,"
Mhm.
or have the give
Mhm.
you the compassion that you won't give yourself when you're looking at those photos. You're not judging with like uh you're judging with a bias, I guess, when you're looking at those photos where a coach can come in and be like, "Oh yeah, no, I see progress here and I can see this here." But sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt, but that when you said that, it made me think of that
Yeah.
analogy.
No, that's a really good analogy. I'm huge on analogies, and I think that's my new favorite one too. So that's a really good analogy, and you're absolutely right. Like, our coaches, they can provide the feedback of things that we can't see because we're looking straight ahead and they're looking at everything else. So, and not only that, an effective coach, is not only there for that support, but also mental support too. And that kind of goes in with being critical of ourselves, that can fall very mentally as well, because let's face it, this is more of a mental journey as well when it comes to our health and fitness than it is a physical journey. The mental gets in the way more than the physical, the majority of the time. And a good, effective coach is going to be there almost like a psychiatrist in a way. There's times where 90% of the time I feel more like a psychiatrist than I do a nutrition or fitness coach, where we got to talk clients off the ledge a little bit and tell them it's going to be okay. It's part of the process. So a good, effective coach is going to be there too when it comes to the mental aspect. When clients are feeling defeated and beat up, and progress might not be as up and up as I thought it would be. So a good coach is gonna bring them down, bring them up from those lows. So how do you play with that too, Sheena, when it comes to the mental aspect with you and your clients? Oop, I think we might have, did we lose her? So did she? Sorry guys. I think we might. Are you there, Sheena?
Sorry, I don't know what just happened. It says it's still recording.
Okay, we can still hear you, so that's good.
Okay.
Technology.
I know we send people to the moon, but we can't have proper video. So can you hear us, Sheena?
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay, awesome. So what do you do as far as like providing like mental, feedback and everything for you and your clients? Like, do you fall in the same boat too, where you kind of feel like a psychiatrist, more than the majority of the time?
Yes, absolutely. I think Tevin kind of hit the nail right on the head when he said, it's physical, it's mental, it's emotional, it's spiritual. We are not just physical beings. We have so much more to those layers. And I can't tell you how many people have cried in my gym. Something about a good workout is just emotional at times, but
Mhm.
it's and actually when I took a coaching course last year to just improve my own self and to be a better coach. And one of the things that they talked about is the difference between a coach and a therapist. And or a psychiatrist. A psychiatrist, if you're pushing on a wound and it's still oozing and bleeding all over the place, that's territory for a therapist. And that's when I tell my clients, hey, I have a great therapist for you to go see. But when it's like you need that just mental pick me up, or that just getting in that right mindset, that is 100% a coach, is just build that mindset, help with the negative self-talk, help with the critical, and help them find that inner cheerleader.
Mhm. Yeah, absolutely. And you nailed it too with the inner cheerleader, because again, going off my own personal experience, like I, have been down in the weeds, many, many times. I feel down more often than I feel up, and it's just part of the process. So having a good, effective coach is gonna talk you through, those instances, And it's important because what usually happens, like say you don't have a coach and you're going through those mental barriers. What typically happens at that point? You give up, you stop, and then it's okay.
You
We'll
quit.
start again Monday. Yeah, and then Monday turns into the next Monday. Oh, you're completely off the wagon, and then now you've lost all your progress that you may have made. You're starting over again, and it just becomes this big, vicious cycle of starting over and over and over again because you can't get past those mental barriers. And I know, Tevin, I know you've used coaches, you've had coaches before. So what experiences have you had with coaches that's like helped you through your progress and your mental barriers and your physical strengths and everything?
Yeah, so I'll kind of talk about this on two fronts. One's personal, and then one's just kind of general speaking, like what I see when I talk to other people or see other people in the gym.
Mm-hmm.
Personally, for me, I think a coach helps because kind of like what you guys saying, a lot for that mental aspect of things, right? The days where you don't want to go to the gym or you might not necessarily hold yourself accountable, they help also.
Yeah.
And also kind of giving direction. There's one coach which, unfortunately, he moved away, so I gotta actually find a new coach now. But he was really great because I wanted to kind of change how I'm working out. The more, well, I was doing a lot of the bodybuilding stuff, type lifts, but moving to a different aspect of fitness. So he was helping me out a lot with that. Because I didn't know how to get into it. I can read online like how to do this, how to do that, but to have some structure, have some guidance, and have somebody to help keep you accountable, that helped me out a lot.
Yeah.
So, I think a coach is valuable. And then in a general sense for people who may be getting into fitness or whatnot, I actually wrote this quote down so I can make sure I say this right. But one of my buddies, IFBB Pro, Andrew Gillum,
Okay.
he had this quote that I loved. He said, "A good coach will give you the confidence that you're doing exactly what you need to do to reach those fitness goals and live a better and healthier life."
Mm-hmm.
And I always love that. He'll give you that. You'll get that confidence. Analogy that I like to use, kind of like what you were talking about with the driving. But I was thinking about if you're walking in a new city. Let's say you might have a map on your phone and you're trying to figure out how to get to a certain location. The internet's like that map. You can go so many different routes. There's so much information out there. But a good coach is someone who can be like, you know what? Okay, if you want to reach this destination, go point A, and then you'll reach your goal. And not only am I going to teach you how to do that, you know what? I'll go with you. I'll walk along beside you to make sure that you can reach that goal. So that's why I think it's so important. They're there not only for accountability, but also knowledge, because there's so much information people can get lost with how to properly work out and how to treat their body.
Yeah, no, that's absolutely correct. Having a coach for that reason of getting from point A, to point B is huge. It's almost like, a shortcut in a sense. Because I don't know about you, but when I go to the gym, we see a lot of the people there every single day. And often, over the months and even the years sometimes, like they're not making many changes, right? Because they're just kind of in there doing their own thing, winging it, not really having structure, not really having that roadmap. And I mean, they're doing the things, right? They're getting to the gym, they have that discipline down, but they don't have the right structure, the right programming, the right guidance to make bigger changes, for their physical appearance or maybe even mental, depending on what they're going through. So no, yeah, straight to your point, absolutely. A good coach is going to help you get to that A to B. So very good. Sheena, do you have anything to add to that at all?
Yes, on that. So I work really well. We do strength training. We do some like functional training, conditioning, and my passion is the strength training, and I like the conditioning, and while those are all great and effective for helping with weight loss and fat loss and building muscle and helping us age more gracefully and all of that, which is where I really want to be, right? I I have a bucket list item. I want to run an ultra marathon. I am not hiring myself to do an ultra marathon. I don't know enough about it. I don't know. And I can go research it. I can go figure it out. But truly, if I decide I'm going to commit to this, I've tried a couple times on my own and I get to like the 22, 24 mile and my body is like mad. So I'm like, I know I'm doing something wrong and I need to figure this out. But this next go around, when I decide I'm going to do it, I'm hiring somebody else to make that plan for me because of what they have to offer. Same with like a bodybuilding competition. If somebody wanted to compete in bodybuilding, I am not the coach for them. And I will tell them that. Like, I have never competed on that level. I am not your person, but I can recommend somebody. So I think recognizing where you specialize and what you are great at as a coach is important too. It's just like you're not going to ask somebody that's not from the neighborhood to walk you to that location. You're going to stick with somebody that knows the area, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, absolutely. And you're right too. Like a good coach, and we'll get into this topic here next. But an effective coach is going to know their strengths and weaknesses. Me, I can coach a powerlifter all day long to increase their total, but if there's somebody looking to get stage ready, like that's not my wheelhouse. Like I've never done it myself. I can help them gain up muscle, but when it comes to like an actual contest prep, like that's something I'm going to refer out to probably the coach I'm using to get them under hitting those goals of being able to get stage ready and everything. So absolutely. And with that being said, what makes a good effective coach? And this one I'll probably go on a little bit of a rant because I'm very opinionated on this topic. I might make a few people a little upset, but whatever, it's my opinions and I'm going to stick with my opinions and what my beliefs are. So Sheena, what do you think makes a good effective coach?
I think somebody that knows their lane and knows how to stay in it. I'm a nutritionist. I'm not a dietitian. And so when somebody comes to me and they're like, "Oh, I have an eating disorder. Can you help?" No, I'm not your person. You need a dietitian. Or I have this medical disorder. Can you write a meal plan? No. That's not where I specialize. So I think a good coach is somebody that recognizes where they are strong and what they are capable of and stays in their lane. And a good coach is somebody that has a proven track record. Like, are people making progress with you as a coach? And some of that is on the client. I mean, they have to show up, they have to put in the work, but I think that matters. I think that not every coach is for every person. I had a client that we recently had a conversation, and she's like, I went a different direction on this because I needed somebody that wasn't quite so close to me. And I'm like, cool. Like, I can appreciate that I'm not going to be the perfect coach for every person out there, but I am for some people for some things.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, absolutely. And that's the thing too about being a coach is we're not going to be a good fit for everybody. Like me personally, I'm more of matter of fact. Let's not make excuses. Let's get the job done. A little bit of tough love, but also compassionate as well when I need to be compassionate. And I think that's something that makes a good coach as well, as somebody who can be that that puzzle piece to fit all the other little areas that the person might need. So kind of going back to the psychiatrist thing. I mean, there's times where we do have to be compassionate. There's times where there's some people that can't do tough love, and we gotta kind of beat around that and not be too overcritical because it's gonna hurt their feelings or make them upset and stuff like that. So we gotta kind of tiptoe around on what approaches work best for the individual, and that's going to make a really good coach who can play off of all those areas.
Having that balance.
Yeah, having that balance. Yeah, exactly. Because there's people out there, and I know some of these coaches myself. It's they're one way. They're a one way street, and if you don't like it, then tough luck, type of thing. And I don't think that's effective coaching. And another thing for me when it comes to coaching is your qualifications. Like, what qualifies you to call yourself a coach? One of the biggest things I hate in this industry is the MLM, marketing type companies like you get with like, like Weight Watchers or, oh my gosh, Herbalife. Yes, Beachbody, so Beachbody, big time in particular, where they call themselves the coaches, and all they're doing is pushing BS products down people's throats, saying, oh, you just got to buy this. You want to lose weight? Buy this protein bar, buy this shake. And all you got to do is drink this shake once a day instead of lunch, and you're going to start magically losing weight. And they don't have any scientific backings behind it. They can't explain why. And now they're calling themselves coaches, and they don't have any other specific qualifications, to call themselves a coach. And it just drives me insane. It's plagued in this industry. And I don't think you should be able to call yourself a coach when you don't have those proper qualifications to do so, because it takes more than just shoving protein shakes and candy bars and, protein bars and things down people's throats. That doesn't work. You got to be versatile. Like we were saying, you got to be adaptable to the individual specific needs. And they just don't have that knowledge. They don't have that background and that training. Like someone like us, who you can take somebody who's about to, jump off the ledge and, talk them down, and being able to, communicate with them and tell them it's going to, be okay, and so on and so forth. And then another one I absolutely hate is somebody who, say they lost 50 pounds, right? They had this amazing transformation themselves, and now they're going to call themselves a coach because they lost weight, and you can do it too, right? I don't want to, steal, thunder away from them. Like, congratulations, like that's incredible. You lost the weight, you changed your life, but I'm sorry, that doesn't qualify you as a coach. Like, just because you lost the weight yourself and it worked for you, you can't use those same principles and methods on somebody else just because it worked for you. You got to be able to adapt and be able to meet the individual specific needs. And that's another thing that drives me crazy, is you get these people that, oh, I've, gained some muscle and I've lost some weight, I'm going to be a coach now because I did it and you can do it too. That doesn't work. And that just irritates me more than anything too. Now, if you were like that, you have a track record, right? So maybe, you did have a really good, transformation yourself, and you are knowledgeable and you have a track record. I mean, that's a little bit different. But still, you should have the basic qualifications there to represent yourself and saying, yeah, here are my qualifications. Here's why I'm a coach. Here's why I can help you, because, I took these certifications and I have background when it comes to, sleep, stress reduction, weight management, muscle gain, right? So you have the scientific backing too that can play into your coaching methods.
I agree. And I think, all of those things are out there. All of those resources are out there. So anybody can learn it if they want to put in the time and effort. But it definitely requires some time and effort in studying and learning and trying to consistently improve yourself. I think, no matter a lot of the fields you have like continuing education. I know massage therapists have continuing education. They have to go, or teachers or whatever. And it's the same thing in any industry. If you're not continuously improving yourself and continuously keeping up on things, what they were telling us to do 20 years ago in nutrition,
right,
and like fitness, and the difference between men and women 20 years ago versus what they're telling us now is totally different. And you have to stay up on the current publications of like what is scientifically backed, what is actually true now. And at times that has had me, like, I have to stop and rethink like my own process. Okay, this isn't actually what, because at one point in time, like, the knees shouldn't go beyond the toes. Like, that was a huge thing. And
yeah,
since then, like, if you watch somebody walk up the stairs, the knees go beyond the toes every time you take a step up the stairs. So it's like, okay, that's not actually true. But when I was in like my early 20s, late teens, that was a huge thing. Your knees didn't go beyond your toes, where now that's false, and we're battling that. You shouldn't, like the 90s, it was low fat everything. Like, you shouldn't be eating fat, and now we're trying to battle that. And now it's like nobody should eat carbs, and we're going to be battling that because one person had some crazy result with it. So it's interesting, but I do think a coach should be staying current on things, should be keeping up with what's going on in their field.
Yeah, no, you're absolutely right. It's an ever-changing field, just like any other field that has a scientific backing behind it. There's always new studies coming out. There's always new information, and it's up to us coaches to be able to keep up with that and be able to implement it with our clients and make sure that we're adapting to the ever-changing field. So, absolutely. And Kevin, did you have anything you wanted to add onto that by chance?
Just a disclaimer, I'm not a coach.
Yeah.
For those specific reasons. But that's why I like associating myself with coaches.
Right.
And hiring a coach when necessary too. I know there's actually quite a few people that might come up to me, ask me about powerlifting coaching or some other type of coaching, and I steer them to an actual legit coach.
Right.
Somebody that I know who has a proven track record, because I'm not experienced enough to take somebody under my wing to do that. So
right.
I think it's all about balance and also about humility, like you guys were talking about, staying in your lane.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, absolutely. And with that being said, if you're somebody out there who is on the fence of hiring a coach, or if you're somebody out there who is really serious about your fitness and health goals, get a coach. Right. So don't think that like, oh, I don't have, $100 a month or, whatever the cost is. It's an investment for you, an investment for your health. And it comes to a priority shift. Right. So, once you set your goals, your health and fitness goals as a main priority, making that investment of bringing a coach on is going to be one of the best investments that you can quite literally make, for yourself. I know it was for me. I was always that person on the fence about, bringing on a coach because like, man, I can't afford, an extra, whatever a month. But once I made it work and I figured it out and put it as a priority, like it completely changed, how I look at health and fitness, and it completely changed, my goals and my accomplishments and what I've done, for myself, both physically, and mentally.
I agree.
So, Sheena, anything you wanted to add to that before we kind of wrap things up here?
I would just like Tevin to share with everybody how they can connect with him and where we can check out his apparel.
Okay, yeah, yep. So if you're interested in checking out our apparel, you can go on my website. It's TS Fit with two T's, TSIFTT, or excuse me, TSFITT. Can't think today. .com.
It's
But yeah, no,
Monday.
TSFit.com. I have a lot of apparel on there. Good stuff. I'm coming out with a women's line starting next month too. So we'll have women apparel. And then also you can check us out on Instagram, TS Fitness on Instagram. And I got motivational fitness content. We got athletes, Ryan's one of them, and a lot of other athletes on there who post motivational fitness content just to kind of give you a boost throughout your day as you're, going through your health and fitness journey. So yeah.
And let me tell you, if you want some comfortable fitness clothing, you gotta check out his apparel. Like it's comfortable, man. Like the shirts, and then what about a year or two ago, those shorts out?
Yeah,
man, I still wear those shorts. Like today, they're like my favorite, most comfy lounging type shorts, man. Like they're absolutely the best. So definitely check out TS Fitness. Check out his apparel. It's very good quality. It's very comfortable. I absolutely love it.
Yeah, I'm a stickler on quality.
Yeah.
It takes me a lot of time before we bring out a new piece of apparel. Try all stuff, make sure it doesn't shrink, fade, anything like that. So yeah, I'm really big in quality because I hate apparel that shrinks and fades and tears and rips.
Yeah, especially when you're paying good money, for clothing, and you'd expect to have really good quality, which yours does. So it's a huge win.
Yep. And not only when it comes to apparel, but also the brand message behind it. Mm-hmm. Knowing that when you wear our apparel, what it stands for, helping you and me and him and all of us, what it stands for, helping us make it through the day challenges and struggles that we have to overcome in order to have a healthier life. Yeah, be able to overcome those mental, emotional, physical hurdles that we have. So
absolutely. And then as far as me, you guys, connect with me, on Instagram, Ryan_NXTLVL. Also just dropped my first cookbook. So if you want to check that out, follow me on Instagram. It's had nothing but awesome, positive, great feedback. So
I'm
check
gonna
that
tell you
out.
right
It's
now,
$10. You get over 50 recipes.
You
What?
do want his cookbook. I have his cookbook. You want his cookbook.
Dude,
I have it too.
yeah, there's a lot of it's so my main goal, just a quick elevator pitch here with it, is to take foods we all love, like, mac and cheese and pad thai, stuff like that, and just create healthy alternatives to it that we can still enjoy and still be able to hit our fitness goals. So very good stuff, over 50 recipes. You got breakfast, lunch, dinner, desserts, all kinds of awesome stuff. So follow me on Instagram, check it out. It's $10 for over 50 recipes. You can't beat it. And then Sheena, what's your plugs? How can we connect with you and all the awesome stuff you're putting out there?
Right now my coaching subscription is probably the biggest thing that I am trying to build, and there's levels to it, so you can come in where you're at. I start at $50 a month, and you get access to everything. So if you're in my coaching subscription, you get to do any of my challenges, any of the things that I'm putting out. And then you will always have a fitness plan, and you will always have macros and nutrition help. So that is my elevator pitch for today.
Okay, awesome. And then if you're not following Sheena, like the group of people she has and the impact she has on these ladies' lives, it's just so awesome to look at and watch. So connect with her, check it out. If you're looking for, if you're a female looking for a good coach, you got to check out Sheena. Like she's awesome. She's very motivational. And, all the ladies that, you look at their Instagram and post them with Sheena, they're just always on top of the moon, always glowing and having a good time. So I love your little retreats and stuff you do. Like, it's so cool seeing that. Not a lot of people do that. And you're completely nailing it with it.
Well, thank you. We just got back from the last retreat, and I can't even tell you how full my cup is from that. So it's more women need to take time for themselves.
Absolutely. I couldn't agree with you more. So awesome.
I'd
Well,
like to add one other thing too.
Yeah.
If you're in the Michigan area, you're interested in checking out our powerlifting competitions or getting into powerlifting. Once again, like I said, you can check our Instagram out. We'll be posting when we have powerlifting events or training seminars.
Mm-hmm.
And then you can also check out my website at tsfit.com.
Sweet.
Too, so
I believe we have one coming up in July, right?
Yeah.
Yep. So we got one right on the corner, guys. It's going to be awesome. So appreciate you all listening. Thank you so much. It's been awesome. I hope, get a couple little golden nuggets out of today's conversation about coaching. And if you guys have any questions, always feel free to reach out to us. And, can't wait to the next podcast that we bring to the table for you guys.
Awesome. Have a great day.
Thanks for your time, guys. Take care.